Laurence, how gratifying is it to lock down Sheldon Keefe for the next 2 years?
Well, it's exceptionally gratifying because I think he's one of the best up-and-coming coaches in the American Hockey League. I think he's a great hockey mind. He manages our roster well. He's the life beat of our dressing room, and it means the fortunes of our team are going to be good going forward.
Is there some anxiety that a coach of that caliber moves along, perhaps up to the NHL, and seeing him back here with the Marlies, little anxious moments, perhaps?
Well, yes and no. I mean, good people get good opportunities in time. That's how this business works. Am I happy that he's going to be back and then I'm going to work side by side with him next year? I'm ecstatic about that. I think it's, most importantly, it's the best thing for the development of our young players and to move this organization forward. He's a great coach with a great future ahead of him. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opportunity in his future.
How was the relationship this year as you guys didn't know each other too much coming into it? It certainly seemed to develop well enough.
It was interesting coming in, particularly after the team had won a Calder Cup. I observed Sheldon from afar last year as the team was marching to the final. But over time, whenever you're in a new relationship like this in business, there's a time when you have to establish yourself, whether it's with the players or the staff or the head coach. In time, I think that we've grown to have tremendous mutual respect for each other. I think he's an incredibly intelligent person. I think he's unbelievably thoughtful, and I like working with him very much, as I do all the staff here.
You've played a similar role in the past, but a lot of player movement this year. Sheldon talked about how difficult that was, just the up and down swings of this season. How did you find the gig in your first year with all that you had to face to make sure that this team ended up going as deep as they did?
Well, we knew coming into the season that this team wasn't going to be as competitive as the juggernaut that basically led the American Hockey League last year from start to finish, and was further complicated by the goaltenders that we lost in the waiver period, and we started 1-5, and we had some injuries in addition along the way, so it was incredibly important for us to maintain the competitive ability of the team, and that meant making roster moves. And it was at times it was gut-wrenching, but it was also very enjoyable because everybody here is so incredibly efficient. Our pro scouting staff is very, very knowledgeable. We had a great understanding of the market of players and great relationships with other teams, so we were able to make trades that could keep things going until the team gained its footing.
Did the Growlers' success almost make that potentially more difficult, knowing that you also don't want to strip them of some of their talent?
No, because the Growler, you have to give life to every level of your development program, and it's incredibly important that the players that are in our system, that are playing for the Growlers, have life and believe that they can come up and play. And whether that's, Sam Jardine or, any other player along the way, O'Brien, whoever it may be, you have to have integrity at that level, or you will lose it, and you will lose the soul of that team. So. I think the Growlers have actually been an immensely positive aspect and actually pushed our players here at the Marlies to get better.
Can you talk about the Growlers and what they've done and where they are right now?
It's amazing. I'm looking forward to it. After we wrap up today, I'm actually headed to Toledo, where I'm going to follow the Growlers for the balance of the season. The staff there, John Snowden, Darryl Williams, Ryan Clough before him, have done a great job. They have an unbelievable culture there. If anybody wants to go see an amazing environment, go to St. John's, Newfoundland, because a game is a happening event there. It's been a tremendous, tremendous success for us, and we couldn't be happier.
On that subject, a couple of local kids playing for that team. You talk about O'Brien and a couple others maybe who've certainly created some local interest.
Yeah, well, the team has a fairly Newfoundland flair. You have Adam Party playing for them. You have a number of players that certainly adds, but at the same time, if the Growlers win the Kelly Cup, the rings that are going to get passed out will be no less shiny because there are players from other than Newfoundland playing on the roster.